Back here on a beautiful sunny morning. It's been a frosty start, but warming up nicely now to start work on stage 2 of this garden box project. The issue in the past has been that the grass at the edge of the box grows up, and unless you're regularly whippersnipping, you find it comes up, goes to seed, and you get grass seed into the garden bed, and my wife doesn't like that. So, I have an idea to actually prevent that happening. My concept is to put a small concrete edge at grass level around these boxes so that actually keeps the grass back and allows me to just run the mower over it and get a clean result. I realise that over time the grass will grow over that and it will need some maintenance, but it shouldn't be as frequent as the grass coming up here and having to use a whippersnipper around all the time. So what I'm going to do is dig to the width of this shovel all the way around these garden beds, probably to around 2 to 3 inches deep, and then backfill that with concrete. So we'll start the process and see how it goes. Once again, I'm going to mark with a board, or use a board as a guide should I say, and cut along with the spade, trying to get as straighter edge as I can, because that edge will be the edge of my concrete. Now this might be a fair amount of work at the moment, but hopefully it will save a considerable amount in the future and a lot less maintenance. Again, the trenching shovel is the perfect tool. Nicely removes the soil. Now a lot of people might say, why spend all this effort just for a flower garden? My view is that having this garden outside our house enhances life considerably. When I get up in the morning, I'd much rather look out the window to roses in flower than to mess. There's so many houses where people don't bother to create something beautiful outside their house. I look at flowers as food for the soul. I think that we are more than bodies, we have minds, and our thoughts are enhanced significantly if we're looking at something that has beauty. Right, clean that out a little bit, and I simply need to move around and do it around all the edges. That'll keep me busy for a while. Now some people probably have issues with concrete and using it in a garden, that it's not sufficiently organic for them. Over the years I've tried various things for paths. In this hothouse here, when it was originally built, it's since been rebuilt, but when it was originally built I just had sawdust down for the path. But what I found was very quickly, being an organic material and in the nice warm environment, it turned into compost and everything began to grow in it. It turned muddy, it wasn't really practical. Pebbles also for paths around gardens can be an issue because you can get a lot of soil coming down into the pebbles, things begin to grow in them. They require constant maintenance. So I've resorted to using concrete in a few places. Here in the hothouse is one, and it's only about a 2-inch thick concrete. It's only a very thin layer. It is on plastic here. It's unreinforced. It was a fairly rich mix, which is what I'm using in this project again, a mix that's around 5 parts sand gravel to 1 cement. And I haven't really had the cracking that I expected here. I probably would have used pavers if they were available, but ultimately I found that using concrete was easier, faster and cheaper than pavers, and I expected it to crack a lot more than it has. So in this sort of situation, I don't think concrete is a bad solution. It is going to be reasonably permanent, and you don't have to revisit the problem. You don't have to come back and do lots of weeding and maintenance. So I'm all for concrete in the right place and in moderation. You don't need everything concrete. Again, in this project I'm experimenting. I'm going to use crusher dust instead of a sand gravel mix. Now, crusher dust, this is from Blue Metal. It has a fairly fine, or a range of fines through to coarse, but nothing exceptionally large. One of the reasons I'm using crusher dust in this project is that it's darker, and I'm looking for a darker shade of concrete. I'm using some black colour, but colouring is very expensive, so I'm not using a huge amount of that. But looking, because of the metal being darker itself, hopefully to get a darker shade. But it's experimental, and we'll see how we go.
Here you go, Dad.
We've got to put some in there.
And I can do.
System is working on it.
Dad.
Can you move along a bit so I can put more in there, Samuel?
Of course I can.
Good boy.
Yes, Dad. But the ball aren't I? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Dad. Daddy, do you have to do a circle? This is a rectangle.
Actually, Samuel, it's a triangle.
A triangle.
Yeah. It's got 3 sides, that makes it a triangle.
Yeah, of course, Daddy. Let's try like a triangle.
Want to come around there with more?
Yeah. I toss them up then for me. Sorry, Dad. What's that, Dad? Don't let compost on me.
Samuel loves concrete, calls it compost. A little bit different.
Don't let the
He doesn't understand that.
compost on me. Oh, okay.
Samuel, need to move in there and put more in, please. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am a good boy.
Right, let's level it out, see what it's like.
What is that? What can I do with it? Darling, the good boy.
You are.
You can get some around.
I will.
Here, Daddy. That's what we need to do, Daddy.
Yeah.
Dad, none more dough, Dad.
So that's one side done. This is the next day. The concrete is set nicely now. I don't think these beds look too bad in their concrete moat. This is a closer look at the completed result. It will get lighter as it cures, but a bit of grass and a bit of dirt, and you soon won't notice that it's there at all.